Be part of the plan. We are all stakeholders in biodiversity conservation. Implementing the theme of this year's Biodiversity Day, a collective effort to eradicate the invasive Ulex plant in the Horton Plains National Park, was held on May 22nd at the Kirigalpata Nature Trail. The Ministry of Environment, which is Sri Lanka's national representative body for the International Convention on Biological Diversity, is leading this monumental effort. Rapid growth and reproduction. Several non-native plant species can be found in the Horton Plains National Park, showing a wide spread in a short period of time and quickly adapting to the strange environmental conditions. Because of that situation, the high mountain plateau has to compete with the invasive plants in obtaining the habitat space and soil nutrients necessary for the survival of the widespread plant species. Invasive plant species always win.
World Biodiversity Day is celebrated to eradicate the invasive plant Ulex europaeus, which is causing severe damage to this unique ecosystem. The Ulex plant was introduced to Sri Lanka only in 1885. The Ulex plant is mostly distributed in hilly plains like Horton Plains National Park in Nuwara Ilaya district. Ulex, a legume, has bright yellow flowers. Pods are full of seeds. Even a touch causes the pods to explode and the seeds spread far and wide and re-sprout. In the same way, plants grow from roots. Difficult to control. What should be done is control by removing and burning the growing plants and parent plants. The removal of the Ulex plant to mark World Biodiversity Day on 22nd of May will have a significant impact on the conservation of biodiversity in Horton Plains National Park. Here, our attention is focused on taking necessary measures related to invasive plants under target number 06, related to the World Biodiversity Framework. This work cannot be done by the Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Wildlife, and Forest Conservation alone. Therefore, we are gathering all the parties who are willing to provide support for these services. There is something special to mention here. We came to the richest environment in Sri Lanka for this kind of work. A large number of people join us in this work. To prevent the spread of Ulex, they must be removed and burned. You have to use vehicles to get to Horton Plains National Park. The Ulex plant is stripped and then burned. In this way, we are working to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions used in all activities to zero. Reducing the environmental damage caused by these tax programs, we have instead obtained carbon credits and given them to Horton Plains National Park. Efforts should be made to reduce greenhouse gas emissions to zero in all activities related to the environment. By the year 2050, we should go to the carbon zero method. Invasive plants pose various threats to the natural environment. Due to the spread of invasive plants, there is a lack of habitat and food for wildlife. Wild animals visit the villages in search of their needs. This situation can develop into a wildlife-human conflict. Ulex is an invasive plant. The Wildlife Conservation Department has been removing this invasive plant for years. Government institutions, private institutions, non-governmental organizations, etc., provide support for that. It is commendable that the Ministry of Environment organized a program to eradicate the invasive Ulex plant in conjunction with the World Biodiversity Celebration.
The beginning of the Mahaweli Basin is marked by the Horton Plateau, representing the high mountains. So, if the biological diversity inherited from this land is protected, the upper water catchment area of Mahaweli will also be protected. As the Mahaweli Authority, we always come forward to remove the invasive Ulex plant that spoils the biodiversity of the Mahaweli River birthplace, which has many unique biological values. We must protect this land, which is the heart of the country.